On the 1st of February, Google and Yahoo are trying to make email newsletter services a little bit more robust and stop people from spoofing emails linked over to domains. This is going to apply to lots of people out there, maybe your clients and other businesses. You will have an email address linked to your domain. We've got info@websquadron.co.uk. And obviously we use that to send out emails, but it's also connected to our newsletter service as well. So if you're using MailChimp, MailerLite, Sender.net, ActiveCampaign, and others out there, if those emails are not Dmarc registered or protected, those emails may never go out. And if you're relying on that for your marketing or to reach existing clients or potential new clients,
that is a bad thing to happen.
How can you fail the Dmarc, and why is it really important? You have probably had emails coming from apple.com claiming to have the latest iPhone, and they're going to say click this link, and the email says it's come from Apple. And you look at the email address and it looks like apple.com. You click the link, you're probably giving them your details, but you've gone and clicked a spoof email. They're not who they claim to be, and they might have your payment details or personal details from you. And if you were to inspect the email, you might have noticed that, but there's loads of people out there that don't. So what Google and Yahoo are trying to do is to protect people from that. And you really don't want your emails to get identified as a spoof email because you did not go and get a Dmarc record done. That is why it's important to do. Now, what I'm going to show you or talk to you about, you can do now, prior to the 1st of February 2024, on the day and afterwards as well. I'm going to show you how I've Dmarc registered our domain, websquadron.co.uk, with SiteGround, because that is our hosting platform. And this is quite important. The steps you're going to do with regards to the Dmarc, you've got to do where your website or your domain is hosted. So if you purchase your domain on GoDaddy or wherever, you don't want to do it there. You want to do it where your website is hosted. So if your website's hosted with GoDaddy, fine. If you're with SiteGround or Cloudways or Hostinger or wherever, you got to do it over there. But before I show you how I did that on SiteGround, and it's really simple and easy, you better go and check your domain first. Click the link in the video description and go and check your domain. And after adding in my domain, I'm told that I have a valid Dmarc record. If I scroll down, I can see that Dmarc, SPF, and DKIM are all fine. Now, if you get any crosses for this, you now have to go back over to your hosting platform and go and enter in a few values. There are some other buttons on here. Don't go clicking them because then it's going to ask you to pay for a service, because you don't have to do that. You can do all of this yourself on your hosting platform. And if you're a little bit unsure, check with your hosting platform. They are going to be fully aware about this 1st of February deadline that was coming up to get Dmarc records done. So they will have steps in place to help you. I'm over in SiteGround, and this is what I did for our domain. I went over to Site Tools, I went over to the DNS Zone Editor. Now this may be different depending on your hosting platform, so please double check with them. But with SiteGround, I went over to add in a text record. I entered the name _Dmarc. I set my cache duration to be 5 minutes. And over here in the value, this is the important bit. You have to add in a little bit of a string. And it looks more complicated than it needs to be. It's going to be V equals Dmarc1, P equals, I've put the word reject. Now, there are 3 options: reject, quarantine, and none. And I'm going to explain all 3 of them in a moment. And then RUA equals mail to. This bit is consistent with everything. And then over here, it says email@yourdomain.com. So I would have changed that to be info@websquadron.co.uk. All right. I'm going to put a copy of this string in the video description so you can go and copy it. And then you go and hit create. And you'll get a message that says this can take between 24 to 48 hours. It actually took just 30 minutes for me. And I went back over here and I went and put my domain in again and hit check domain. It came through absolutely fine. It's really quick and easy to do. So make sure you check with your hosting platform and get your domain Dmarc registered. But you don't do it where you purchased a domain. You do it where your domain is hosted. Now, if they're both purchased and hosted in the same place, go and do it there. And if you're unsure, check with your hosting platform. When I entered in my Dmarc record, I said P equals reject. What reject means is that if any email goes out to anyone, and it's not coming via my hosting platform, it's not connected, or it hasn't got the Dmarc register in, I want those emails to fail. So if anyone starts to spoof websquadron.co.uk, I don't want you to get that email. I don't want you clicking it. I don't want you coming back and having a go at me because something's gone wrong. I want them rejected. If an email gets identified as being possibly spoofy, rather than it not reaching the client or the customer, it will actually go straight into their spam or junk email. So if you prefer that, go for it. There is also the option for none. What that means is that even if it fails, it may still get there. I think that's probably one of the worst options to go for, if I'm really honest. Like, if I was going to be really risk averse, I would go for reject. If you're a little bit unsure, go for quarantine. But almost in a way, if you just want your emails to go out, go for none. But then that means that if anyone does spoof your email, that's still going to get through as well. 1st of February, get your Dmarc record done. I'm just showing you how to do it. It's SiteGround. If you have to go and do your SPF or your DKIM as well, SiteGround have steps on how to do that. I'll actually put a link to that in the video description. You can actually go and check with other hosting platforms. They will know what to do. And when you are going to your newsletter service, we use sender.net. When I was double checking, they told me what values to put in for the SPF as well. So loads of services out there are geared up for this. Unfortunately, there's loads of emails going out about your Dmarc or your DKIM or your SPF, but they're not very clear or specific on what you need to do. And some people are kind of overlooking it and going, oh, I don't need to bother about it. If you're using a mailing list newsletter subscription service, go and get it sorted. Hey, I'm Imran Web Squadron. I hope you like, subscribe, share, and follow. I'll see you soon.